Unfortunately, we don't have great catechisms, for the most part coming out nowadays, like we did, as Aaron mentioned, after Trent, that are really understanding here's an error, but here's what we believe. This is an error. This is what we believe. Because the errors we're seeing now, I'm sure we'll talk about, errors regarding communion in the hand, or people insisting on receiving under both species. And that has entered in a whole nother thing where there are so many people who you might hear now to say, like, oh, or did you receive the wine at Mass? Did you go up for wine? There is no wine there. I mean, maybe in Kansas City, there'd be wine, but for the most part, there shouldn't be any wine. There is no wine left, but if you go to the Baltimore Catechism, and I quote this in lessons because I lead people, to the truth. Question 900 says, quote, "The church does not give Holy Communion to the people as it does to the priest under the appearance of wine also, to avoid the danger of spilling the precious blood, to prevent the irreverence some might show if compelled to drink out of a chalice used by all, and lastly, to refute those who deny that our Lord's body is present under the appearance of bread also," end quote. And that's very important. A lot of people don't talk about that, but when you're going to what is the Holy Eucharist, it's important to understand that just one small, tiny fragment of that host is the fullness of the Christ, our God, who dwells in heaven. His body, his blood, his soul, and divinity. It's not just his body. It is all of that entire, and you can look in the Council of Trent, the 13th session, Canon 4, which affirms that those particles, no matter how small, are fully Christ. So when our liturgical life and our reverence is underscoring what we believe, the law of prayers, the law of faith, going back to that really emphasizes what we teach in the catechism. The problem that I find is that I can go on and teach, here's how transubstantiation differs from consubstantiation and go through this. But the problem is when these people go back to their local parish, some people have come to me and like, I don't know, this must be a different religion because the way you described it and you showed it is not what I thought. I thought these people, like St. Gemma talked about, like to Holy Communion, why do you not walking on your knees? I have people who are Muslims who are converting who say like God is so sacred. I'm supposed to pray all these times a day, I was told. I have Jews talk about that as well, the sacredness of God. And these people claim to receive God, to eat him, and just walking up there like nothing, like it's common, like they're just going to the grocery store. So, I mean, so much to be said about properly catechizing is in the formulas. It is in using proper catechisms, but it's also in going to a real parish in your area or however far away you need to go to take your family that underscores that reverence. And that, I would always say, is at the traditional Latin Mass. So if it's an hour, 2 hours away, make the drive because it's going to be worth it, because that is going to be the most effective catechesis paired with the doctrinal formation of the older catechisms.